seen yet in our Fortnite games that you guys want to see as we get into game number 2 of Wave 3?
Next time someone's on whites in the final moments like that, axe them down. We gotta see gotta see the disrespect. We gotta see the emotes. Where's the take the L's? Everyone's been so friendly.
Yeah. We had that one salty moment in the last game, and that's like the only moment. Everyone else has been like, "Oh, good game, guys."
Jumping on board with Edgy, the winners from our last game here, as they're going to be dropping towards the desert, going over to Retail Row. And they can play with confidence. They can play with aggression. Now they're trying to double qualify for fun. They're dominating like the eliminations category. They got first place already. Really great performance, standout performance from them.
There are plenty of eyes in the sky here as they're landing. Retail Row is not going to be a freebie this time around, so they're going to split up the residential area a little bit here. Interesting. They choose to hold this spot down. Black Tops being awarded to the pink team up above. You heard the comms there. They think it's some. So this is not a simple team to take on. It's a competitive trio up top. Someone to be fearful of.
He has the batarang.
He's got a good loadout for early game.
Good batarang around. We haven't seen a ton of batarang. Just got introduced to Fortnite competitive recently and Fortnite in general. You see the batarang is explosive, what it can do. Of course, we've seen a lot of the grapnel gun for mobility. Awesome addition for mobility here in Season 10. You have the return of bouncers, shockwaves, awesome, cool stuff.
Just for confirmation there, it is Psalm, Hysteria, and Rex who are up top. Just as they thought they were, so must have been a standoff here before. We saw a little bit of that action earlier today. And jump into their point of view, you can see.
And if you're Psalm and co., similar to the Greasy Grove situation we saw with TSM, one member of TSM was Harry-Ons, I think, back in, Pleasant Park, back in Wave 2. If you're Psalm and Co., do you say, look, the team that just won, we know they drop here, let's leave because they're playing hot, they might play more aggressive, or do you try and fight them?
No, it's true. They have nothing to lose. You really don't want to be battling them. That's a fact. Psalm.
Yeah, they're playing with nothing to lose. You kind of have to, KYP, they say in sports and esports, know your personnel. You have to know who you're going up against and how they're going to be playing. And right now, reckless is the word I would say for Edgy and Co., because they have nothing to lose.
Psalm looks like this team is willing to put up a little bit of the risk that it takes. There's a little edit right there to keep him safe while he farms some of the loot.
And the door placement, you think sometimes it's accidental. Right there, it's intentional. It gives him some more cover to his right. He can hold right-hand advantage. If you don't know what right-hand advantage is, great for controller players particularly, but it's any third-person game, Fortnite especially, is obviously third-person over-the-shoulder camera view, so your character's positioned on the left side of your screen. You have more visibility to your right. You can hold corners on the right and really take that advantage. And top players take advantage of that really, really well. One player that does it probably better than anyone is Nick Merckx, actually, coming from a third-person background back in his Gears days, etc.
Here at Gotham City, we haven't seen much of Gotham today, man. Gotham's been under the radar.
MFAM represent. Look at this. That was not intentional, or maybe it was. Production's that good. But MFAM represented on the T-shirt. You guys see the family T-shirt. Nick Merckx moving back home to Detroit. You love to see it. Big shout out to him. Of course, his family here with him, his fiance, etc. Emu.
Now just getting their farm on. G the tree, trying to get his loadout right. It's actually pretty good too. He's got the pump, he's got the SMG, the AR, extra chug, mobility. This is a great start for Gotham City.
Yeah, controller player as well. So MFAM well represented. You see the sleeveless tank family T-shirt. Drop the crowd as well, clearly. And, of course, drop in former Tilted Towers, now Gotham City. I wonder if Nick's going to be dropping there with his squad, Cypher and Co. today.
I don't really know where they play right now. Yeah. I know they've been putting in time. Mm-hmm. They've been going through the VOD reviews, taking up the lessons.
I'm blanking on who's their third?
Gameplay. I don't know who's their third.
I forgot. I have to look it up later.
He's not.
Someone's telling me in the chat, in the crowd. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Thank you, though. Excited to see Nick Merckx coming up live, of course, later. That is going to be in the grand finals. These teams are qualifying right now to try and get there. And then we have the likes of Nick Merckx, Dr. Lupo, Aiden, Tim the Tapman, and co. that are going to be competing in the grand finals. So, boy, I'll tell you right now, if you're enjoying the gameplay so far, it's going to get better. Spread the word. Give us any feedback as well. My first time casting with Monster D-Face. I love the Fallout Face duo. Monster Fall.
Oh, yeah?
Monster Out.
You naming us?
I don't know. What do you think, bro? But it can't be the Bordico Boys. That's, like, untouchable. But
any mobility for any of you?
Let us know your feedback, guys, on Twitter, at Fallout with 2 T's, at Monster D-Face, at WavePunkRL, using hashtag Twitch Rivals as things are slowing down here a bit. But we're just getting started. What are you looking forward to most in the finals? Who's your favorite streamer? We've been giving some love to Nick, Dr. Lupo, Ewok, etc. But would love to hear who you guys want to give some love to. Maybe we'll read some of your tweets. Post in chat.
While these guys are looting it out here in the lakes, we're going to actually take a quick break to listen to some word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. So look at that. There's the pen.
That's the phone. That's
so
the pen.
I love that.
Get my medal
I'm telling you right now, the new glow outfit, best Fortnite skin we've ever seen. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome.
New main, new main.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. New main for me. I'm telling you, I'm calling it. That's gonna be Dr. Lupo's main.
Let
him know. Tell him he needs to know.
It's like not red and black enough for Lupo.
Yeah.
But first we need Samsung to give us the phone. No?
Yeah, it's true. You know, Samsung 8 right now. I'm just big shout out to Samsung.
All right, taking a look here though, we have some more action finally unfolding outside of the starry suburbs. So this is one of the new locations, definitely high point of interest for loot, considering that you can get some upgraded stuff out of the stars.
On top of the stars, yeah. Shoot for the stars here. That's the key word. I think the catchphrase when you land there. Clicks Bert the Big Hurt to their left. You might have not heard of Bert, but I'll tell you right now, awesome, huge gamer. He comes from a variety of games, but really been focusing on Fortnite. Comes from Illinois. Good friends with Fear Itself. Competed with Fear Itself in the Ninja Chicago event on the 99th floor of the Willis Tower. I guess I'll begrudgingly say. Sears Tower.
Got to give respect to Clicks, Crimson, Infamous here. Learning to rotate away from the team because the zone pressure's on their back. Even with the extra mobility, they're playing super safe here, trying not to take this battle weapon. They don't have to. They really don't have to.
Yeah, that's so true. And I gotta say, if you're Bert, you're kind of scared right now. If you're playing against Clicks, Infamous.
Yeah, like you're looking at some of the best 1v1ers, box battlers in the world. Like Clicks is one of the best.
And look at hitting shots. Like those are such hard shots to hit. Connected on keyboard and mouse very well. They knock one. Nate's come out here. If he hits a shot, you're the best player in the history of the world. Okay.
I can't aim for my life on this. I'm minigunning.
Infamous realizing could not quite connect there, but Clicks already in the box battle here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't want to be in the battle with Clicks at close quarter. He's got it going on here. Pressure from Infamous, losing a little bit of track there. It's okay. They managed to clean it up. Get that quick knock, and now siphons have been paid.
Yeah, be feeling good about that. It's going to buy him some time. Fighting in the storm, though, can be risky because now you're chasing the storm. Teams could be gatekeeping right at that entrance. And I know we talked about this a little bit in, yesterday during rehearsals.
They left so much loot there. There was launch pads and everything.
Ooh, no way.
Yeah, one of the bodies was right behind the wooden structure. They missed out on it because of the fear of the zone doing too much damage, but might have been worth just sticking around and pick that up, that's for sure.
A little rough.
That. Just gliding straight into the rift.
Feels good.
Nailed it.
I know we talked about it yesterday a little bit, Monster offline, but talking a little about the shifting meta of really do you focus on the edge of the circle? Do you go center circle and play for center? What do you think is the kind of a better strategy to play the Fortnite?
It really depends. Every game is ever evolving. It depends on what type of utility you have. Like these guys here, for example, have tons of launch pads and whatnot, allowing them to make any type of rotation possible, being that you have options. It just really depends. You know, it becomes more important on whether you use a launch pad or use a shockwave. Really, yeah. Where more strategies at. Other than that, you see situations where if you get to the zone too early, you get pressured down hard. So going center is not always the greatest idea. Having the zone land on you, also not always the greatest idea, especially if you're isolated. You don't ever want to be by yourself. Really, you want that lingering threat around you so other players decide, hey, okay, I'm not just going to focus this because there's a lot of opportunity to get shot back at.
Set. Good analysis as always from the mind of Fortnite. It's Monster D-Face. Appreciate the insight. Meanwhile, on board of Berserk, we kind of highlighted as a bit of a dark horse. Excited to see what Berserk can do. Competing very well consistently throughout his career in Fortnite. Looking to propel his career this weekend. And of course, we've talked about it, but $1.275 million here this weekend. That's life-changing money for these players. Also, the opportunity to become the next Aiden. You know, like we saw Aiden on the Twitch stream at PAX West. Burst onto the scene, the 1v1 against Nick Merckx, and since then he's been a household name. And that was one event.
I'll tell you this: the way Tina played out of her mind earlier, if she didn't gain a fan or two, I'd be lying. She popped off.
You might just have to dip with
so true.
That's what it's all about: finding your opportunity, making your footing in this space and showing why you're a gamer.
Big Bobby builds. Bobby builds.
Bobby builds.
I'm one shot here.
With the hat.
Sticking to the brand. That's what I'm talking about. Got the construction hat on. It's got it fully signed up. Maybe I'll throw my name somewhere on there later.
Did you just miss? Okay. I didn't. I'm scared. It's true, though. Shout out to Bobby. Crowd goes crazy for him.
Oh, this is the most tilting. Well, the storm is right there. It's like it's moving exactly as fast as you are.
That is very triggering. I'd be very upset. It's almost as bad.
Oh, chop down that tree.
He's like, I'm going to chop the tree down and go right back. Oh. Okay, there you go.
Okay, just dodge the tree. That works too.
What's almost as triggering is when you have like 99 HP.
Look at this. He's still right there.
God.
Oh.
And the explodes are coming in,
How far
so a
do we
little
have
bit
to
of
go?
pressure in the distance. They have a long rotation, my gosh. Someone's not giving them the freebie. Bobby throws a splash. One of the only utilities in the game that you can use in that fashion here, but someone's going to get knocked here. The siphon's going to be ever more important now as they definitely need it here.
That's so toxic.
They're just being
You want me to
held
rest him? I'm
out.
gonna die. Oh god,
Well,
the lag.
That'll be kind of cool
got it.
for a little bit. But at least
extremely
relieve the
far.
pressure. But
Here's a
one
med
med
kit. I got a
kit, they're trying
campfire, and
to
that's it, dude.
do whatever they can. They think they're kind of dunzos as the Storm's in a pretty rough spot here and still shrinking. No mobility to their name. Jump pad already used. You wonder if they should have saved the jump pad for when they got high ground. Maybe climb that mountain, that hill through the river past Gotham City. But, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Hindsight is 20/20 here as it's not looking great for Flossin, Spectru, and Bobby.
Definitely could have been done different, but now with Bizzle, Demo, Blind, veterans. This is probably our most veteran trio that we've seen throughout the waves here.
Yep.
All of which are top-tier competitors, excel under pressure situations here.
Everyone is fucking.
They've been doing it since well before the summer skirmish back in 2018.
That's right. Blind was one of the standout talents.
Early on.
Yeah, right
Also one of the first
You
people to
guys
get
get on
signed to professional org back when he was.
The Vegas event that he had, yeah.
Picked up just by
right wall.
C9 after the Vegas event.
At the esports arena.
Now, I believe, a free agent. Making his debut back on the Fortnite scene here in TwitchCon. Great hold here. This team can definitely make big strides. Bizzle, a mastermind at holding high ground and game sense and awareness.
I think Blind was invited and played with Bizzle and Demo. I would assume. If I'm any invited player, that's probably the best duo you can pick up as your second and third for trios. So nice shout out to Blind. Smart decision, smart pickup. They had a solid game one, but couldn't finish. We don't know where they're at in the eliminations. I'm not sure if I saw, but we'll see what they can do here. Currently sitting nice and pretty in the circle.
Yeah, that grapnel as well. It's going to help them rotate later on in the game here. But Blind as well. Blind, you have to give a lot of respect to. His game sense and awareness is at an all-time high. He's been in these pressure situations before, on lands. Also keep in mind, guys, they're playing all under the same peripheral.
No way.
A little more of a pressure on you and your, if you're not comfortable with trying things differently here. But we have Funk Bomb.
What's up, Funk Bomb?
World Cup qualifier right here.
Ace
Paired up
Funk.
a little Jarvis, Ewok.
That's an awesome squad right there. A little phase love between, of course, Ewok and Funk Bomb. Funk living in Wrigleyville in Chicago. Big shot to phase Funk. He burst onto the scene with a first place finish at that Ninja Chicago event I mentioned earlier, 99th floor of the Willis Tower. And of course, since then has just dominated. Such consistency with Nate Hill, who will be playing with someone else in the grand final. So Nate and Funk will be playing against each other if Funk can get there. Meanwhile, Ewok trying to do what she can to secure a spot with Funk.
That's right, and they're center zone right now, just outside the middle here. 64 players remain, so no Storm Surge is going to be an issue here. They don't have Elims as a team, so lucky for them, there's not the threshold being broken for Storm Surge. A little overhead of some of your competitors fighting up. Edgy, Scented, Alouette still in the running there on the left. Saw Hysteria make it out of Retail Row. We tuned in with them earlier as well, so Rex still up there.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I was really surprised by, not surprised by, but happy to see in the standings, especially eliminations, a lot of players that you maybe don't talk about often, don't see often, unsigned players, a lot of free agents really performing. So you keep talking about this Twitch Rivals, a life-changing opportunity. Money, yes. Stream, yes. But also the chance to really prove yourself as a top competitive player competing here in competitive Fortnite. Especially with FNCS kind of going on. New season coming soon. A lot of exciting things happening. Big shout out to the entire Fortnite competitive team. Of course, Brent Coyle on the sponsorship side. Everyone else doing amazing things.
Shield bubble was a little late, but it's okay. They remembered they had it, threw it down, and now Duster's going to get saved here. It's one of those things in the heat of the moment, right? Like that shield bubble, a little sooner would have kept Duster from getting knocked. Especially when all those explodes came in and the pressure started.
And their heal situation does not seem great. No heals right now for Dainzoo. Meanwhile, I did see Crims pick up an elimination on the bottom left of my screen. Meanwhile, Dimes of former United, TSM, Vinny, and Arkram still alive. That's a top team that we highlighted in the player cards. They recognize they have a 3 versus 3. I'm not sure if they recognize that they had one knocked. And otherwise, they probably would play a little bit more aggressive. I think they're like well protected from a third party here on the edge. I would have liked to see them try and capitalize.
To be fair, though, it probably wasn't even their knock. It could have just been pressure, right, from the outside.
That's definitely true.
But more importantly now, they only have 20 seconds to decide whether or not they want to do this launch pad play here. I think they're going to set up a low pad, and they hear players nearby.
Pretty sure I hear somebody.
Trying to figure things out, see?
Yep, they hear knockouts here. I did not know
this whole time, they didn't even know they were there.
Yep. There it is.
Little shockwave right there. That was actually really clean. They are going to land so close to one another, but they're not safe just yet.
Triple character outfit situation here.
Yeah, it's really
I like that strategic decision. A lot of teams don't do that for some reason, but I used to do that back in games I played competitively as well as Fortnite. If you can't call out, hey, you know, this character is one shot, or this character is weak, or this character is white, because they're all the same character.
Go under, go low, go right here, go right
here. Gives you a
slight
advantage. River Stand, former Blue Boys in general.
Gets hit pretty hard right there. Arkram gets knocked down to 87 HP.
Okay, yeah.
He has plenty of heals there in the inventory, so it's going to be totally fine as he's going to invest in getting his health back up. So comfort space here. He's only 190 damage above the storm threshold here. 5 players have to get dropped right now in order to kill the surge.
And I may stand corrected. Arkram's on 100 Thieves, I think, right now. TSM. That's a TSM rather. My apologies for the mistake. Yep. Big shot to 100 Thieves. Awesome Twitch gathering yesterday in Omnia. And now, Funk Bomb just picked up a limb, a couple of limbs actually. Bizzle takes that one as well. So it's almost hard to say, like you see all these great names and think that some of them aren't going to qualify. Only 6 teams total with the amount of great names we have here. Ewok, Bizzle, Arkram and co. Hysteria still alive. Falconer, who burst onto the scene just about 8 to 12 months ago, especially in World Cup time.
I find it crazy how Funk Bomb decided to stick with the infantry rifle come endgame instead of upgrading to the blue AR. And the reason I say that is because pressure weapons become ever more important when the zone starts to close. But I guess if you stick with the infantry, they're going to be making a play for high ground. That's where this weapon really shines. It's not a pressure weapon per se. So this is going to be a team to follow here. Ewok, Little Jarvis, and Funk.
Can they do it?
Just holding out in zone. They didn't make it there early enough. Looks like he's trying to see if there's a team below him. Catacombing right underneath. Notice the hyper focus here. If he sees the axing of the wall there, they're trying to work together here now. And there it is. They waited until he was distracted. Now the siege happens. Minigun from right up above. This is the best weapon for pressure in the game right now. It's out of stinkers or explodes.
Agholor takes out one, not Nelson, who just won yesterday against the Packers. Congratulations. Hold on. Meanwhile, Ewok still alive here, and this has been consistent placement finishes for them, but they're not picking up a ton of eliminations. Only 1 eliminations. I don't think they're even in the running there. They have to play for first place. They have to clutch up. We'll see if they can. Look at the pressure that they're trying to provide with the tactical SMG.
I have no SMG ammo. I need SMG.
Here's Jarvis.
So.
Trading up some ammunition here. Remember, he takes SMG ammo. If he takes the lights from Funk, that's less bullets he can use from the minigun. You have to be careful on how they're using that light ammo because it's distributed across all of them. Now, look, a little sky view you guys can see here how many players are remaining. Don't forget, guys, to use that hashtag Twitch Rivals when you are plugging and shouting out these moments. Feel free to clip it. You can tune in with any one of the competitors here today, because their POVs are actually being streamed on their own personal channels.
You can clip it all. A clip feature in Twitch was literally game-changing, industry-changing. You can clip evil hiccups. You can clip plays made by players.
Oh, the evil hiccups.
Okay, please don't clip that one. I don't know how about that to exist on the internet. Meanwhile, Agholor picked up a limb earlier. Agholor, not Nelson, trying to do big things. Launch pad coming out, and they're going to have high ground. Or they're going to actually opt for low ground and tunneling instead, I think.
Agholor representing for Team 11, last I checked. Definitely on the comms right now, giving out the quick call-outs here. He's got that high ground.
Coming up.
The grab, I actually really love that right there. It's going to allow him to conserve material while his team is already putting in the work there.
It still has 8 left, too. So, I mean, great decision right there to get to his teammates. Not avoiding the mistakes that we saw from Tina and Co. earlier, separating in that situation. You know they still qualified shots to them, but it's all going to come down to this here. Final 38 players, shots being put in. Dime's going to take out one at the bottom left of your screen. Keep an eye on that elimination feed at the bottom left of your screen if you want to know how your favorite players are doing.
I'm going middle. I'm targeting middle.
High ground right now maintained. So we did say they could use that launch pad to grab high ground. They do.
Someone broke out that high ground. He was barely held up. He is going to manage to reconnect here. Now we have a triple tarp coming out here. This is going to allow them to open up angles from different areas here. Fear itself still in the running. Jake Truth down there. I see Bizzle. I see Riverson. This is one of the most stacked heats. And this is the end. This is the last one before we get to our finals, our grand finals. People trying their best to compete and make it all the way through.
Bro.
Yeah, like I say, heats 2 and 3, waves 2 and 3, completely stacked. I mean, it's been insane how much talent exists. And of course, the talent that exists is the qualified players in the finals as well. We can like some Nick Marks, Tifu, and Co. Will be fun to watch as well. And guess what? We still have a lot of Fortnite left to be played. It gets me so excited.
20
But this never ends, please.
That's all I have. That's all I have.
Only 20 materials remaining here as he makes that desperate call out. Down he goes. He's going to have to work his way around town here. Someone is going to build overhead. It's going to be a little bit of a panic. It was his teammates.
Any match
Just one more. Just one more.
No.
Just
We're
one
going to
more.
have to
Stay
tarp
up, bro.
out.
Stay up.
They want to stay up in this situation.
They're in circle. They want to preserve mats because I don't think they have much because otherwise they would have dropped X off some. I don't know if Ewok and Co are still alive. I haven't seen their name in some time. Meanwhile, I did see Bizzle and Co a little bit ago. 24 players left. It's going to come down to the wire.
There it is. The Elam feed is lighting up right now. Fear itself is going to find someone down there. Here's a nice little 3-way view of our team on the high ground.
Conserve mats.
Down he's going to go. Listen, he's trying to tell him, conserve your mats. Big knock right there. This is what we like to call an impact elimination. It can really influence how they gather material here, but he's not going to be able to get the spoils of war right there.
Samsung impact play of the game right there. It's a great shot, actually. Good elimination.
Nicely done. Zemo goes down to the SMG to the face. Followed by another one. Sharpson showing how sharp his shot is right now.
He's getting hyped. It's not over yet.
You can feel the energy here in the final moments. We're approaching the top 10 situation.
And I'll tell
down
you,
comes the fire.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, that same hype we saw come in from Sentin and Co last game, it resulted in a victory royale. Can they take that momentum and result in a win? We will see. It's going to come down to the wire here in the remaining moments. Agholor on screen right now.
Anything can happen here. It's a 3-way battle. There's so many teams left alive. We saw Psalm still in the running and others. Even Bizzle's still somewhere out there, possibly, but someone's going up for the high ground. The Shockwave, they do not connect. And now it's whether or not they can finally close it out here.
Stay together, stay together. The comms coming through from Agholor. I've loved the communication, the IGL in-game leadership. Xoff lowering down, hunting on his prey right now. Going to take left-hand disadvantage. And you see the left-hand disadvantage actually cost him there, but it doesn't matter. Xoff and Co are going to do it. Agholor, you come out with the victory royale, and you punch your ticket to the grand finals. Congratulations to you.
And in the final moments, it was a simple 3-way collapse from the high ground down. No materials, but they took their time. Conserve, they sealed the deal.
What a game. What a pop-off, too. Hitting that double kill and then being like, this is my moment. And they carried that momentum all the way to the end.
Look at that. It was Vinny, Crims, Jay, Arkram. So many players were still in the running, but it went from 7 to 4 real quick as they were all paired off against one another.
Of course, Sharpshooter, any member of that team, taking out Crims. Of course, Crims making it, looking close. They picked up a lot of the limbs, so I wonder if Crims, Clicks, and the Co can actually win off eliminations. We'll, of course, get standings and update you, but look at the teamwork. They're dropping together. The angles, yes, it was left-hand disadvantage, but they knew they had the forced 2-front war with the flank and the clamp, and look at the celebration coming in.